Hey everybody, how you doing today on this fine Saturday? Say hello if you can hear me. Let me know. Let me get my question and answer box rolling again here. Hello, Jason. Hello, Craig. Good thing. Hello, Siri. How is it going? We are going to get started here in just a minute. How you doing, JW? Good to see you here. I wish I could read y'all's names. Tell me your names too, please. Those forms don't exactly always give me your names. And I usually know who I'm talking to. Get a little sound check from you, Herc. Herc, can you hear me? Can everybody hear Herc?
Hello, hello, 1, 2, 3. Chuck from Tulsa. Okay.
Yep. How you doing, Chuck? Good, good, good. Chris, a little sound check from you, please.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing.
Everybody hear Chris okay? All right, perfect. Okay, so we are going to get started right away here. Herc, whenever you're ready to hit record, let me know.
Okay, I'm going to hit record right now. 3, 2, 1.
Hey, everybody, how's it going? Todd Spears here, and welcome back. Well, welcome back if you were on our first webinar on Thursday, where we had our special guest, Chris Winters, went over some great information on how to rank in the Google Pack. Very cool stuff there. I know I learned a lot, got some information on some new resources that I had never heard of before that will make ranking 3-pack much, much easier for you. So if you haven't seen the first webinar we did on Thursday, please go back and check your emails. And we will be broadcasting the replay page again, probably at the end of this webinar, as well as throughout the weekend through email and Facebook Messenger, or just our Facebook groups. More than likely, most of you are in one of those. All right, well, today we have Chris Winters back for another special training on how he is able to use Google pay-per-call system, where he just pays a little bit of money for phone calls and receives a lot of money from the client. He's going to get into all that with you here in just a moment. And really stick around to watch this. We won't be too long today. We know it's Saturday, and most of you, probably have some things to do, like I do as well. So don't worry, this isn't going to be a 2-hour marathon. We're probably going to get in and out of here in about an hour. It won't take too long to demonstrate and show you exactly how Chris does this. And hopefully you will be able to implement this into your own business and generate lots and lots of good revenue. So without further ado, Chris Winters, are you there? Can you hear me?
I'm here. Someone can share the screen, and so I can show my screen. That would be great. And there we go. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, Chris, I will be quiet, be myself, and take it away. You guys have any questions, just pop them into the box, and Herc and I will be here to answer them for you.
Okay, great. I also turned on my video too. Let me do that. I also turned on my video, so hopefully you can see the screen. That's the big part, and the little part is me, and I just a little bit more personal on here. Okay, so let's go ahead and rock and roll. Let's do this here. Okay, get my presentation going. And alrighty, so today, what I'm going to be sharing with you is my absolute #1 source of revenue in my company on here. And these are all only ads, and they deliver what clients want. Just phone calls, not clicks, not promises, not hopes of page one, but calls within 24 hours during their business hours. And that's it. It's really simple on here. So let's go ahead and get into this on here. So just look, last time I didn't give a little intro. I'll give a quick intro on here. I'm the founder of a company called CallZoo on that. As far as I know, the largest pay-per-call local agency in the United States, Canada, and Australia on that. And my little backstory on here is all about change here. Very quickly on that. I used to live in the back seat of this 1982 Mercedes. This was my home on here, and I had actually converted it from diesel over to vegetable oil. And I used to go around to a local restaurant, and I'd pick up their vegetable oil, which normally they'd have to pay somebody to pick it up. I'd pick it up for free. I'd fill it, and I use it as petrol for this. And I was one night I was outside of a Starbucks, and I was out there about 2 in the morning in the parking lot, and the reason is because I was using their free Wi-Fi, and I was parked close enough to receive it. And I was going through the internet, and I came across a fitness contest by Bill Phillips, Body for Life. Maybe some of you have heard of him. And that was back in 2008. Well, I thought, you know what? I was really obese at the time, and I was broke, and first prize was $50,000. So I said, I should probably enter this, because I could use 50,000, and I could certainly lose about 50 pounds. Long story short, I ended up winning that contest. I was a 2009 Transformation Champion, Bill Phillips on that. And that completely changed everything for me. That was in 2009. Everything changed at that point. Obviously, other things in my life, but more importantly, I started hanging around other people. Like I hung around with Bill Phillips at the time when he was living in Hollywood or in Beverly Hills. And I remember spending some time in his home and counting all the servants, and the servants outnumbered the amount of people that were in the house, and it just totally freaked me out. I couldn't believe people live that way. And then I did a tour, speaking tour. He hired me full time to do speaking tour on behalf of his company. I started hanging around with people like Paul Abdul, Joe Polish, and a lot of other people, and that completely changed my mindset. I knew what was possible physically. Physically, I changed, and now financially on that. And I got what you call newsworthy for a while because of the transformation I'd made physically and also financially in my company. And I got invited to a lot of different talk shows. And this is a picture of me and Dan Kennedy. I don't know how many people know Dan Kennedy out there, but I didn't know him at the time. Got a call from his office, said, hey, he'd like to do an interview for you. And it was a topic he was doing about people who had started a business in 2009 and had grossed or take home profited over $1 million. And so there I was being interviewed by him, and things completely changed on that point. Anyways, a little bit of backdrop on that. So I've been at this paper call business since 2009 for a while. So what you're going to learn on here is just a simple 2-step process of how I deliver quality phone calls to my clients 9% less than AdWords pay-per-click. And it is the AdWords platform, okay? And it's been around for almost 5 years. This loophole, it's just getting stronger and stronger every year on that. So step one, I'm going to walk you through an AdWords pay-per-call campaign. I'm actually going to walk you through that. Very few people know how to do this on here. Even we actually, myself and my staff, we oftentimes know more than our AdWords account manager does about AdWords pay-per-call, okay? We do a lot of it. We do primarily of it. And then I'm going to share with you my landing page, an actual one that we do in one of our niches, which is pest control. And I'm going to show you that. And the reason I'm going to show you that is because with AdWords pay-per-click, a lot of the obstacles there, overcoming that, is having a really good quality page and having a nice landing page that converts. With pay-per-call only ads, you don't need them. Why? Because people don't see it. I'll explain that later. And then we'll go over questions and answers. And I want to do all this without all that hype and technical overwhelm stuff. So we're going to keep it simple on that. And again, this is not a pitch fest. What you're going to get at the end here is just questions and answers. You'll probably wish I had something to sell you at the end of this webinar, though. But stick around for that. Okay, so I'm going to share with you how I did this by showing you how I sold over 8,300,779.00 in leads in the year 2017, and then sold another $785,772.13 this month in April on here. And this is a screenshot of the revenue that comes in on that. This is purely B2B. This is no other. I have other businesses that we keep them all separate on here. I do not take home all that money, by the way. I have employees, business expenses, partners, and stuff like this. My cut at the end of that is a little north of 20%. Still really good. But I'm just showing this to show you what's possible on here and to kind of say, hey, we're consider ourselves an authority in Google Ads pay-per-call. Okay, so house rules on here. There's no get rich schemes on here. There's no do nothing, get paid. My results, I want to be totally straight for you, are not remotely typical. And most people who watch any how to make money training online don't make any money whatsoever. I think we all know why. Okay, so I got a confession to make. My confession is here is yes, I have an advantage over most. Okay, I've worked my ass off. I was trained by Dan Kennedy, among others, and I was 8 years, day and night, building my lead gen business. Okay, so just want to be straightforward with you folks. My promise to you is to honor your time by teaching you something of value and not making this a big old pitch fest. So let's get started here. What kind of advertising is this? In the chat box, type in this. What kind of advertising do I have up front here? What is that? That is none other than, you got it, AdWords, pay-per-click, right? That's what that is. All right. Now, it's kind of a trick question for some of you. What kind of advertising is this on here? And that's at the top of the screen. You see the top of the screen on the right side, there's a little call button there. And that is AdWords call only ads. These things are gold mine and no one's talking about it. Everyone's focused on Facebook and Instagram and all these kind of things. And I just, great, just keep staying focused on that because while the elephant is walking by, and this is the elephant right here, okay? So when people search for local businesses, asking you this question, which do you think they use more? This is for local searches. Do you think they're using a desktop, computer, or smartphone? I mean, the answer is a smartphone. Right? You guys are in local marketing. You got to know this. Every year it increases, and it surpassed local searches surpassed searching on phone back in 2015. Okay, and every year it's just gone up and up and up. Okay, everything's being taken place on the phone these days. Most people don't even have a computer at home anymore. So yeah, these are old stats back in 2016, but the blue graph there clearly shows the mobile is going up and up and up. And important to take note because the call only ads are only taking place on devices where you can tap to call, which happens to be tablets and your phone, right? All righty. So here's what's really cool. The exact same keywords on here could be juicy keywords like UI attorney or emergency plumber, or termites, something like that. Exact same keywords on here for each one, whether it's a desktop or it's a smartphone. They both run off of AdWords. Which one do you think costs more? Well, I'm going to go over that right now. Yeah, so we've got our pay-per-click, our call only ads. They're both Google AdWords. Which one costs more on here? One thing to think about in this is just to get a backdrop is understand that local businesses like plumbers, lawyers, handyman, stuff like this, they need clicks on their site. Or they need calls to generate business. They need calls, right? So with pay-per-click, you usually got to get a few people to click your site before someone decides, okay, I'm going to pick up the phone and call you, okay? So local businesses, they need prospects. Most local businesses these days, I'd say the vast majority, at least 90% of them, they have to, before they can make a transaction, they actually have to pick up the phone and speak with the prospect. If it's a dentist, you usually can't just drop by, although you probably could and it would be fine, but most people will call. If it's going to be any type of home improvement, you probably get you got to make a phone call. You can't just do this stuff online, okay? So the problem is that with pay-per-click, it takes on average about 5 clicks to generate a phone call. Now, what I mean by that is that it usually takes around 5 people to click on one of these sites. Some DUI attorney, they might shop around, they look at another one on here before. Finally, about 1 in 5 people or 1 in 4 people, somewhere in that, click on it, then they'll call. And if you're looking, just doing the simple math here, let's say it's $20 a click for pay-per-click. You get 5 clicks, 5 people clicking before finally the calls, that's a $100 call. And if any of you out there run AdWords on here, you know this to be true. In fact, it's actually more, but I'm being conservative here. Now, the problem is solved with this. Call only ads, same keyword, same juicy keywords. It's not any difference. The same keywords, it's the same form on here. It's only this time, it's on the phone. The call is $3.50, $3.50. It's a huge, for the exact keyword is going to cost 20 bucks on that. So for the exact same keyword, which one's going to cost more? The desktop. The pay-per-click ads are going to, for the exact same keyword, it's going to eventually lead to a call that's going to cost you about 100 bucks versus a smartphone. Same call, same keyword, about $3.50. I'm going to give some actual examples here in a second this and show you exactly what I mean. But clearly, call-only ads cost less, and more people are searching locally on either a tablet or a smartphone that has tap to call. Okay. All righty. There's a lot of other people that also agree with me on this. Entrepreneur Magazine, Forbes on here. They have some articles on here recently. 5 reasons why you shouldn't use AdWords, and they're referring to pay-per-click on here. So let's set up an AdWords call-only campaign. So I want you to know we're going to set one up, but on the slides on here, for those of you who got the slides, that I took images of all of this on the slides. Okay, so we're going to go through these steps. It's just this. It's kind of boring, and I want to actually come in and we'll actually take a look at an actual account here. So let's go ahead and do that. It's actually 11 steps on here, and go ahead and do that right now. Come over here. Okay, so AdWords account. This isn't, I'm not going to give course right now on how to do AdWords accounts, but I'm going to show you step by step. You should be familiar with this. If you're not, just take screenshots on here because very few people know how to do this. So you're going to, in your AdWords account, you're going to hit your campaign. You're going to go to your search network. And right here, we're going to go to call only ads. It's that simple. I'm going to drop this down. Whoops. Oh, we're good there. Here, we're going to uncheck the Google Search Network. The reason for that is the Search Network, they've been promising for years that they're going to have tap, and they don't. So some of them do, some of them don't, and then a lot of people just end up clicking on your ad, and it's not ready yet. But when it is, it'll be awesome. Devices on here, it's only going to be sent out to devices that can make tap calls like smartphones. Let's do an area in here, and I'm a Hong Kong question, so that's why that says Hong Kong, we'll just do Phoenix, Arizona. Okay, and then the local options on here, important. You want to select right here, people in my targeted locations, and you leave the excluded at the default. It's important to do that. These little tinies that I'm showing you on here are important. We lost a lot of money figuring this stuff out. We got a manual cost per call right here, okay? And for this setup here, I'm just going to put $3 in per bid, not even $3.50, and I'm just going to put $50 a day. It would be pretty hard in one city to spend $50 a day, as you'll find out pretty soon. The delivery method on here, we're just going to go standard. That should default, but just always check. AdWords is always changing. In fact, they have a new interface on here, and it gave me the option to go back to the old interface, which is what I'm using right now. Okay, so now what's cool about this is if you just purely SEO, you never done paid traffic before, this is the safest way to do it. So I'm going to go Monday to Friday, and I'm going to do their hours of operation. Let's just say they're open from 9 a.m. and they're willing to take calls until 5 p.m., something like that, okay? This is important. Whatever time zone you set this up in, your AdWords account, it stays in there. You can't adjust it. So if my client right now, my AdWords account is set to Pacific Standard Time. If I've got a New York client, Eastern Standard Time, I got to do my own calculations in my head and do the 3-hour difference on this, okay? Some people mess that up. Ad delivery rotation. This is important right here. It says not recommended, so no one does it, but I'm telling you, you're going to want to do it. Rotate indefinitely, and you'll start that off because on a campaign, you don't have enough data to be able to optimize. There's nothing to optimize. And Google AdWords is not good at doing it. You just rotate and optimize it and go from there. Okay, so we're going to get into some exciting stuff here on this next page. There we go. Okay. All righty. So we got an ad group on here. I've already pre-selected this out. So I'm just going to put the business name on here, which is this is just for an example. Pest Control Pros on that. And you've got two description lines, and you'll see on the right-hand side of my screen, I'll move this over in case it's in the way, where it starts to show up there. You want to put benefits and call to actions in there. And so that's what I'm doing here. And then the phone number that I would enter in here is not the actual business phone number, but a call tracking number. I'm just going to put in a fake number right now. Okay, and you can see it all on the right-hand side here, right? URL. Yeah, the first one is a display URL, so you don't show the abridged version of it. Say pestcontrolpros.com. You'll see it appear up there, and then down here, this is the one we're going to verify. And then it actually put here is not your clients on here, but the actual landing page, which I'm going to show you our pest control landing page. You're going to laugh at it, going, "What? How's that? Oh, it is so ugly," because no one will see it because it's a call. It's not a click to the site. Okay. Leave that on. Count the phone conversions. Yes. Okay. So let's just take a look at the keywords on here. So I'm just going to put, I'm not going to put a whole bunch of them. I'm just going to put one on here. So obviously, just the word pest control. So I just types in pest control. It's going to be a pretty good keyword on here. But what I want to do before I calculate what the cost of that is, I'm going to go over to my keyword planner on here, and I've got it set up in the same area, Phoenix. Okay, and we're going to see what this is. What click would cost. Okay, so put in pest control, get ideas. And what's going to come up here is going to be right here. So pest control general on here is going to cost around $19.6, okay, roughly. Obviously, you experts out there who do AdWords pay-per-click, you know there's flexibility there. But let's just for demonstration, let's just say it's $19.96. Let's come back here, same platform, same everything, and see what it will cost to deliver a call. Not a couple, not a click is going to take 4 or 5 people to click for one calls, and then that's going to be around $100 for a call. But let's see what it is here. Right there, $1.66 to $2.02. You guys connect, guys and gals that connect on the dots. Right there, cost per call to deliver right to your client, no more than $2, $2.03. Or you can do it the old way on here. And even if you spend all your time with the landing page and getting a quality score and getting it to convert and all this kind of effort and stuff, you might be able to get this down to $15. I mean, realistically, I mean, you people out there who do AdWords, you know I'm talking the truth here. Okay, it's $15. Probably going to get at least 4 to 5 to 6 clicks before someone actually calls. So the actual call and nothing takes place, and the business can't even begin to start until the prospect calls. It's going to be around $100. $100 versus $2. You guys see opportunity here? That's how we grew a company so fast. Okay, let me do some other ones on here. Let's say we do, you probably think, oh, it's pest control, so it's probably, that's one of your niches, so maybe it's rigged. It's not. So let's take a look at another one. Let's say like plumbers, right? I showed you samples of ours before, right? So here's plumbers. We'll get a search on here. Oh, I'll just save that. I'll come back to that in a sec. And I'll just enter in plumbers here, same city as the other one. Plumbers, or plumber, get ideas. And it's probably around $20 or so. Whoa, holy smokes. $57.96 for a click for plumber in Phoenix, Arizona. Let's come back and see what the call only ads are. Because remember, this is going to take, someone's going to have to click this 4 or 5 times. This is going to be like a $200 call just to talk with somebody, right? Bam, 180 to 220, right there. 180 to 220. All day long, they'll take that all day long. Okay, so here's something kind of interesting. Is that's not that juicy of a keyword for plumber. One that's more targeted is emergency plumber. So let's see how much emergency plumber is. This one's going to cost more because it's more targeted, right? And it's like with calls here. So emergency plumber is around 67 bucks. It's about whatever. It's around 10, 12 bucks, whatever, than just plumber. Let's see what it is over here. Emergency plumber. Less than the other one. See that? $1.25 for that. So we're doing good there. Same thing. I'll do one more example. DUI lawyer. Now these are usually around 100 to 200 bucks per click. It's insane. 52 bucks for a click. It's going to take a few clicks. It's going to take spending $300, $400, $500, $600 before you're going to get a call. That's why attorneys are there charging $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 because they know to acquire clients going to cost them $500 to $1,000 on here if they're using the AdWords. And we'll do. This will be the last one. DUI lawyer. Estimate the search on here, and yeah. Couple bucks. Okay, that's the point on here. So I hope that makes sense. Let me get back to my, there we go. Alrighty, so that's where we left off. If you got the slides on that. So basically the way I look at this is that you're selling money at a discount. You're literally selling money at a discount. What do I mean by, so let's take a look at this. Pay-per-click versus pay-per-call ads. On pay-per-call ads, these are some of the prices that we ran in, and they'll fluctuate a little bit because AdWords is basically on a kind of a bidding system. The more demand there is, the higher the price goes up. And that's the way that works. So it's always dynamic on here. But these are the basic prices per call. And if the pay-per-click on here, understand just a click does not equal a call. And it takes, I'm very conservative here, 4 clicks to get a call. Now, so how do I make money doing this on here? It should be obvious, but I want to connect the dots. Okay, so we got pest control. That's one of the niches we're in, pest control. It's around $2 a call for any kind of, use the pest control like termites on here, remove scorpions, anything that's more specific on here, the price goes up considerably. Sometimes it almost doubles. So how we do that is we charge per call. Okay, so something like this can easily charge, because look, a pest control company on here is used to paying around $50 to $75 for a qualified prospect to call them. That's what they're used to doing. That's an industry average. You come along and you say, okay, we'll charge you $30 per call. We don't share them with anybody. They go directly to you. They'll be from your area. We'll only charge you for qualified calls. In other words, you're not going to get charged for a salesperson calling you or calling you for employment or a wrong number. Okay, so I'm just going to back out $5 to say that double the calls that we delivered were not, and that's just not the case in the real world. But I'm just being super conservative here. So we're profiting $25 a call. They're happy because they're used to paying a lot more. Okay. And we're happy, so we're all making. So if I just delivered 50 calls in a month, it should be easy to do in any city on that. And after all of my ads are gone, even if half of my phone numbers were somehow a wrong number or a salesperson, which is highly unlikely on that, those are just being super conservative on here. And if I just had 8 clients, that's it, 8 clients, this is a profit margin you could make on here. Okay. I put 10,000 in this because most people have that number in their head. So on this, but that's it. Super easy to do. 8 clients, a done deal. Okay, so let's go on to the next one here. Pretty cool, right? It's really cool stuff. Alrighty, so let me just give you one more quick example on here in the plumber niche. And obviously you can have, you can have 100, 200, 300, 400 keywords, okay, in AdWords. Don't let that scare you. So I'm doing a couple of variations here. They're all going to be slightly priced a little bit different, but the overall model is the same on here, okay? So on this on here, very conservatively, say $40 per call, tracking this. This gets forward to them. It's automatically tracked. I back out. I'm going to say by some fluke, some weird fluke, half of the calls are bad. So it's $5 my charge on that. I'm profiting 35 call. Again, if I just able to deliver 50 tiny calls from say, 100, 200, 300 keywords, which would be a lot more than this, trust me. That's what you're going to profit. You just had 6 clients, snitch. You've broken that $10,000 a month on that end of it. It's hard to do. And think about that. If you've got a plumber in Phoenix, Arizona, okay, think that the keywords and setting it up and your ads is going to be any different than a plumber in Seattle or a plumber in San Diego or a plumber in Tacoma, Washington, or a plumber in Boise, Idaho, or a plumber in New Mexico, or a plumber in Austin, Texas? No, it's going to be almost identical, keyword per keyword. In other words, when you set up one campaign, when you go to get another client and set up another campaign for the same niche, you're basically almost copy and pasting. It's not exact copy and pasting, but it's as close to copy and paste as you can get. I hope connecting those dots there and seeing that. Okay. This is how we're able to scale our business fast and large. So it's too easy. You can deliver these calls. They're going to think, your clients are going to think, or your clients will think you're some kind of magician or something. And you have these nailed down 24 hours. You can have the calls, you can have their phone ringing. You can even set it up so that when the phone rings and it's coming from you, it can say right before it connects, hey, this is a call from Chris Winters, or this is a call from Call Zoo, or this is a call from whatever your company name is. It's just a short, tiny little message. It doesn't interrupt anything. That way, the staff and whoever answers the phone knows, oh yeah, wow, the calls, wow, we got a lot of those phone calls today. That's amazing. They did exactly what they said. No months of waiting, no nothing. Okay, super easy sell. Okay, what do we got here? So who here wants to see my ugly landing page, actual landing page that we use? Super ugly. Show me in the chat box, type some ones, give me some excitement in there, and I will show you my actual, I'm sharing a niche and showing you the landing page. All right, let's do it. Oh, my controllers are not working properly. Okay, whoop, back to that. You didn't see that. So when I first explained to you on here on why call only ads, the landing pages, why they can be so ugly. The one I'm going to do, why can it be so freaking ugly on here? On that, because call only ads, prospects never see the landing page. Only bots do, and occasional Google AdWords employees will view it. That's it. It's more of a formality. It's like the system. It's a call only ad, but the system is on AdWords pay-per-click system. Okay, so impressions and clicks. So it just kind of needs to be there. It's kind of a formality on here. On pay-per-click, the prospects always see the landing page. In fact, the landing page, you're going to live and die by the landing page. Here, you don't. You don't even care about it. Okay? The landing pages need to be professionally made. They constantly got to be updated. You got to split test them, yada, yada, yada. Call the ads, you do none of that stuff. Zippo, zero. Okay, so here it is. We don't use a company website. We don't use, this is all we need. So we don't use like ClickFunnels, nothing. We just use a one page on a WordPress site on that. And even the URL name doesn't matter. We try to make it sound something that has to do something that when someone reads it, that they think, oh, okay, that's a pest control company, right? And we also get a .com, but the requirements are from top to bottom. Needs a phone number, okay? Needs 2 images. So there's 1 image. This particular ad here, we're going after bees nests, okay? Bees nests is a big sub niche within the pest control. Excuse me. And there's our second image. Actually has the phone number twice, and the phone number, and then it has to have so many words. I forget how many words. It's something like 200 words or something like that, and that's it. And then when we do another AdWords, I don't want to complicate you guys, but when we do another AdWords set on here, call only ads, say for termites, we keep the same pictures, different phone number. Instead of bees nest, we put termites, and there's like 2 other places where we replace the word bees nest with termites, and that's it. It's that simple, okay? And it really makes, and the other benefit, which is cool about this, that look, you saw the cost of these things, right? $1.25, $1.22, $2.03, right? It's pretty darn easy on your first campaign, even if you stumble all over both feet and get your knees all scraped up, you're still going to make a profit. That's not going to happen with pay-per-click. No way that's going to happen with pay-per-click. You're going to need to invest in what they call data research, which means you're going to lose your tail, a couple $1,000 depending on the niche before you get it right. And then you got to constantly tweak and yada, yada. It's just a mess. So what I shared today on here, 2-step process and how I deliver quality phone calls to my clients for about 90% less than AdWords pay-per-click. I walked you through an AdWords pay-per-call campaign. I showed you my landing page and that, but I left out the #1 reason that I've succeeded. The #1 reason my company has grown so quickly and can grow and scale at will. Our only shortage, our own bottleneck of growth is hiring enough qualified people, because we have more than enough customers. We have more customers and we can get them anytime we want without a sales force. Okay. So how many people right here are excited about call only ads? Maybe they've never seen it before and look around and go, whoa, what's wrong here? There must be something suspicious here. There's nothing suspicious going on here. Okay. And how many people out there think that if they would show an offline business owner how you could deliver live calls within 24 hours of prospects in their area for a discount, they'd gladly accept? In other words, hey, I can start delivering calls to you in 24 hours, and I can deliver them right in your business hours, and there'll be qualified people in here. I'll start doing that. How's that sound? It'll start ringing tomorrow on your phone. And this is what it'll cost per call. I mean, at a discount on that. So many people on this call have other skill sets besides, say, pay-per-call ads, which is what I just showed you on here. Stuff like SEO. Maybe some of you are really good at SEO. Maybe some of you are even really good at ranking a Google 3-pack. Maybe some of you are really good at reputation management or on-site optimization. Okay, there's a lot of skill sets out there, but and all these can add massive value to offline business, right? But the key here, the challenge, is not actually learning more offline skills. I think as far as industry goes on here, we've been all skilled out. And if you be honest with yourself, you probably know plenty of skills out there. You're just probably lacking the key ingredient, an easy, predictable way to get clients. Okay, the #1 skill that I lacked to scale my business was not knowledge, like I've been sharing with you for the past couple of days on here. It's not that knowledge. We can get that knowledge anywhere. That's the easy part. Easy. The challenging part on here is having a predictable way to acquire clients at will, and as many as you want. Whenever you want, you just turn the silent faucet. Your phone rings. No cold calling. For goodness sakes, I don't do cold calling. I don't want anybody to do cold calling. I don't want to manage a sales force. It's just my forte. Okay. So on the next training call, I'm going to be sharing the methods on here on how to get as many clients as I want to contact me pre-framed, wanting my services. They just have a few questions. It's more of an order take, is more what I would call it, with overcoming a couple of common objections. We know them all, no matter what niche it is. We don't even have we don't call them a sales force that we have the answer phone. They're just customer agents. They don't need any fancy sales skills, okay? And that's how I've been able to grow business so good. So just imagine for a minute if you had right now, in one day, you had 5 clients or niche call you maybe on the phone for answering phone calls for maybe 5-6 hours for one day, all coming to you. You're not dialing out. By the day you had collected either PayPal or Stripe or however you collect money, you'd collected a deposit down before you got started. You could never do work like that. And if you've ever done that, y'all get burnt because you're just dealing with cheapskates, and you're devaluing yourself. All of 5 clients paid, ready to go. And they all want to have, they all are expecting the promise of having leads delivered in 24 to 48 hours. Imagine that. And then once you got over that, you go, I want to get 5 more. Okay, that's what we're going to be going on there. So with that, yeah, let's turn it over to questions and answers on here. We'll go ahead and turn off that ugly face mic. And go. Yeah, cool. So let me open up chat box. We'll see what we got in here.
Yes, sorry guys, I have to dip in and out here. I'm sure you saw my message there that I missed the guys, but I have a home inspector right now checking out my house, so I'm dipping in and out. So I missed a bunch of it, but the stuff I did see was pretty awesome. So why don't you guys tell me once again on a score of 1 to 10, quality of the information that you got from Chris, just out of curiosity. I know the pay-per-call stuff is super killer. Yeah, there you go. I know you guys love this stuff. Chris just does such a killer job. Yeah, awesome. Okay. Yeah,
cool.
we
we want to keep this under 6 minutes, right?
Yeah, we do.
I'll dive right into the questions on here. There's some good ones on here I've been looking at here, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, on here, Sandra says on here, I get a message saying that the calling ads is no longer available. Man, I didn't get that message this morning. I'll tell you that. That's got to be some kind of mistake. Has to be. I mean, it's just impossible on here. So, AdWords, contact an agent, all that kind of stuff. It definitely is on here. Bed bug control, definitely. That's certainly one of them. Okay. And all right, so here's a good question here from what do you change, or why do you change the number for different paths or for the same company? We actually use a different number for each keyword group. So in a group of keywords, we have, maybe 5 or 10 keywords in there, very similar ones, like pest control Phoenix pest control, pest control Phoenix, Arizona, that kind of group. And we would have one phone number on that. And that phone number gets automatically forwarded to our customer. And it's tracked, the calls are recorded, all that kind of stuff. And that's how we track it. So instead of tracking clicks or pages or the source where it came from, like what keywords the click came from, here it's just call. So you're tracking where the call came from. And that's how you do that. Okay, isn't an AdWords quality score going to affect the overall price of your pay-per-call? I think I answered that on that. Probably asked that before I showed you that screen. On here, it's like, whoa, I got, yay, what the heck? On here, cool, great stuff. It's a great refresher for sure, cool. Yeah, if you're not doing this, you gotta do it. On here, do you run one keyword per campaign, multiple keywords group? We run a group of them on here. Cool. All righty. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I told this. A lot of people on here asking, how can I buy this? Where is this? And I said in the beginning, right? You're gonna wish I had something to sell you, and I don't. So, but now we got. Do you have multiple domains and phone number for each client? Good. So we keep it easy. I'm a systems guy. I like to systemize everything. So we just keep the same root domain. If it's in the pest control niche, we'll do something like pestcontrolpros.com. Always a .com. Always something that if anybody reads it, they know it's a pest control company, right? Use your imagination there. Pest control brothers. We love bugs. Whatever. .com, and then we use that across the country. So we'll just like / abbreviate the state, like AZ, and then we'll have the keyword in there, and then / then we know like / Phoenix or whatever city it is. And so, the client never sees it. The client only receives the phone calls, and we use it as it's just a systemized. It's just a way to systemize things. It's really that simple. So you just simplify it that way. Like the 3-pack, they show up for certain keywords. Do you call ads show up for everything and any keyword on here? No, because the world isn't a perfect place, and Google certainly isn't perfect. So there are some keywords that you might think will be really good and aren't, or that just there aren't any search volume for stuff like that. But there's literally thousands of keywords, and that's a whole nother kind of science in itself, is how to select the keywords on that. So, but yeah, no, not all of them do, of course not, but enough do to make everyone super happy. That's for sure on that. Okay, looks good. All right, so okay, does pay-per-call work for targeting businesses in Jamaica? Yes, it does. It works anywhere in the world that they have Google AdWords. Anywhere that have Google AdWords, this will work. I will remind you that all of our customers are in US, Canada, Australia, and in the UK, just English-speaking countries. And none of my staff, okay, I've got a staff of over 34, none of my staff is located in any of those countries, and neither am I. It's the World Wide Web, right? You can be virtual anywhere, okay? So if you live in Jamaica and you just want to market there, yeah, that's fine. But know that you can market to anybody in the world, okay? Cool. Thank you so much. You're certainly welcome. You're certainly welcome. Yeah, the recordings on this, yes, when you go, you're going to want to sign up, right? You're going to want to make sure you do not miss the next training on here, because that's the secret sauce. All this stuff is technical. It's like it's like cool stuff. It's like having an expensive hobby if you have a stream of clients with checks in hands ready to hand to you at will. And until you have that, all this stuff is just it's just a hobby. It's just an expensive hobby. All the courses you buy, the training, the time you put in, all that, it's just an expensive hobby. So you're going to want to make sure that you can actually take all these skills and your current skill sets that you have right now, and you want to have clients lined up with checks in hands to prepay you up front, coming to you, you not calling them, none of that going through gatekeeper stuff, scraping emails, and none of that nonsense. When you have that system in place, now you've got a business, and now you'll have a new set of problems, and that is, oh my God, I've got 10 clients. I'm overwhelmed. What do I do now? I've got 15 clients. Imagine that, having 15 clients in a 2-week period, just bam, just like that. All prepaid, all now wanting service. All the same service, all the same niche. What you gonna do then? What about 20? What about 100? All that's a reality. Then you guys will be, and guys out there will be asking yourselves a whole new set of interesting, but much better questions. Then, what's the next skill I need to learn, or how can I get a client, or begging others for referrals and all that kind of stuff. Okay. Cool. How to learn how to do this ASAP. I told you guys, I'm sorry. This is it. Come back, get the screenshots on here, get slides for this. Do you need to set up a different campaign for each city that you want to advertise? Or can you select every? Yeah, you need to go into Google AdWords and set up, like if you're doing the Phoenix area, You can set up the like Phoenix area, and then if you have the same AdWord campaign but you want to run it in San Diego, you can then drop down from your previous campaigns and double them over, basically in simple terms on here. So would you want to do this for high dollar niches? Yeah, you can for high dollar niches. Like, would you consider a DOI attorney high dollar niche? I mean, those guys are paying, depending on the city and state, anywhere from 100 to 200 bucks per click. Per click. It's insane per click on that. And if you could deliver them for a fraction of that price, you'd be selling a discounted lineup all day long. Attorneys get that. They know that, and other attorneys they're super aggressive. That's why the price goes up on that. So if you consider that a super or a high-end niche, yes. If you want to drop the type of niche that you want in here, I promise we've got our hands full. I won't read it off or anything, but I would tell you my thoughts on it. Basically, it's pretty simple. You just ask yourself, is it reasonable to know, would somebody on a smartphone looking for a local service, would they look for it on their phone? And B, instead of tapping onto a website, just click the call button now. Would they reasonably do that? If yes, then you got a niche. And trust me, there's millions of people that, because that's the way the world's going. Everyone's got their head down on their phone. They don't leave the house without their phone. People can drive to work and go, oh my God, I got my wallet. Where's my phone? And they will drive back in a panic to get their phone. But if someone leaves their home and they leave their wallet at home, but they got their keys and their phone, they're fine. What size of city you target? Any city. It does not matter. Does not matter. Any city, because in every niche you got hundreds and hundreds of keywords to go after. Does this work in water damage? Yes. Works in water damage. Yeah, that's a big healthy niche right there. And there's room, and there's so much room for other people in that niche. It's crazy. And restoration, you better believe it. How hard is it to get your ad approved? Super easy. It's not like it's nothing like AdWords for the pay-per-click to get that approved. These get approved like super simple. These are easy peasy. Okay. So is there a way for people to see reviews and then get them to call? No, that's not the way they do that on here. But that's a great idea, but they don't on that. But it works despite that. That's a good one. Definitely. I hope Google's on top of that. You came in late, no problem. Call ad shows the same location as the regular click paid ads. Yeah, so pay-per-click and pay-per-call, it's going to show the same. It's going to show the same on, like on your cell phone. If you look on your cell phone, you'll notice that you could do a test yourself. You could on your cell phone just type it in, and you'll see how few people do pay-per-call only ads. It's not because they don't work, folks. It's because they just don't know about it. All right. And you can start typing in. You'll notice, like, oh, okay, here's 3 ads, and one of them's got a little phone, little picture of a phone, right? That's it right there. All right, okay, so I'm gonna officially give the 5-minute countdown timer. So I'm gonna stay on here and answer your questions for 5 more minutes. How's that? How cool is that? I want to respect everyone's time on here. Okay. With inclusive minutes contacts on cell numbers, it makes the same or better sense than clicking a web link. It does. Good point. Very good point. Absolutely. So it makes more sense for people on here with maybe, it might burn up more data to go look at a website than it does just to click the call, right? So good point. And it's just growing more and more. Download the slides on here when you registered for this. But if you do, I'll just put I'll put my support on here, and you just contact them. They're super cool. If they've got a smartphone, like set up on their tablet or something, then it'll show up there. Yeah, it's basically, yeah, it's a tap to call. It's a press to call. And it makes sense, right? Every great technology change that has taken place today, it just gets consumers or people from one place to another faster. Everyone thinks that Uber is all about a discount. It's not, it's about time. Uber saves time. Just go out to any city, test the time it takes to get a taxi versus an Uber. Uber's faster. And yes, as a side note, it does cost less on that. So, and it's the same thing. Pretty soon, what's going to be simpler someday? Is it going to be tap to call or say, hey, Siri, called us? I don't know. But a lot of people already, for me, it's a lot easier to use Siri, use voice commands or Google Voice than it is to type stuff in. So we're going to take the path of least resistance. And that's what no one, in other words, no one's dialing numbers in anymore. No one does that. It's like when someone asks your phone number, do you even remember it? Because once I dialed it. So yeah, it's tap to call. It's the future. I think the future will be, hey, point there, call that voice. Okay. Thank you. You're welcome. This is Killer Internet Marketing. Bam, bam. Thank you. Appreciate that. All righty, we're on the 3-minute marker here. So you got like some questions like, I gotta have this question asked or I can't even sleep tonight. Now's your time to do it. Just started learning and it's awesome, man. Cool. I love the love. Love the love, man. Okay. Do you have AdWords or do you have social media posts do the work? Do you have AdWords? This is done through AdWords, and it's when you're starting out, you just do it yourself. But then as you grow and scale, then obviously you want to hire people to do that. It's pretty simple, but it is manually intensive, especially when you start getting 4, 5, 6, 10, 20 clients, and you got all kinds of keywords and stuff to manage on that. Is there a link for more info? I knew everyone was going to ask. I'm sorry. It's just, you just get my questions and answers. How's that sound? Can you select a place? Can you select to place this call ad on the 3-pack? No, but that's another form of advertising. That would be another training on here. But the short answer is yes, it's possible to advertise that. Where do I download the slides? support@callsy.com. Just request them and they'll send them out. It'll come in a PDF. All righty, 1 minute down. Let's see here, 1 minute. All righty, so isn't AdWords quality score going to affect your overall pricing? No, it's not. It does not affect my pay-per-call pricing at all. On here, I showed you an actual ugly site on that. And that's what we did there. Okay, boom. That's the top of the hour. Herc, Todd, you want to bring them home? Want to take these folks home?
Yeah, we'll do, Chris. Thanks a lot. That was amazing as usual. It just blows me away every time I see how cheap those calls are and how much people are really paying through Google AdWords, through the Google desktop. So hope everyone got a lot of good information out of that and can implement it in their business. What did you guys think about Chris's presentation? Let us know in the comments what you thought about that. And oops, I dropped my questions in. Also, guys, don't forget we have another training coming up on Monday. So be sure to be on the lookout for the emails for the time on that, probably coming through all of our Facebook groups as well. We're going to be using the same format that we have over the last 2 trainings. Yes, Monday is our next event. We'll also have it recorded as well. We'll have all the replays up very, very soon. Be on the lookout for all of the information regarding that. Chris, thank you once again.
Welcome.
Coming out and teaching all our guys some great new strategies. And hopefully you guys will catch the replay on this, take some notes, go in there and give it a shot. Chris laid it out, made it, I mean, gosh, I've never seen a simpler way of making another business's phone call ring. Seriously. I don't think anyone on here can tell me that they have a simpler way to make that happen. So Great stuff, Chris. And yeah, looks like we're getting a screenshot of some comments there. Very, very cool. All right, guys. Well, thanks again for joining us. Yeah, there's some of the comments that came in about some of the responses on the training. So, yeah, great stuff. All right, Chris, thanks again. Go enjoy the rest of your day, and we will see you back again on Monday. Bye, everybody.
Yeah.